Wowza. That is one beautiful bird. Hey everybody, welcome to the Lodge Kitchen. I'm Chef Chris, and today we're gonna be making September's recipe of the month. This thing is absolutely out of this world. We're making chicken under a skillet. We're gonna be using our Tennessee Smoked Sear Blend, and we're gonna do that. So what you're gonna wanna do is brine your countertop first. We start by brining our countertop, but you're gonna wanna make sure that your peppercorns get right in the sugar, and we'll be right back with a new set. Okay, so we're gonna be using our Tennessee Smoked Sear Blend. This is one of our 4 sear blends. This is awesome, it's super smoky, it's amazing, and this is available on our website. You can also get this at Walmart. I'm gonna set this down appropriately with 2 hands. Almost dropped it again. And then we're gonna work on our brine. So for our brine, we're gonna take 4 cups of water, then we have sugar, we have salt, lots of salt. We're gonna hit this with about 2 teaspoons of black peppercorn, and I'm just gonna give this a swirl around. Let that dissolve, and also it's super cool to look at. So give that another little knock around, and then we're gonna do surgery on our chicken. So we have a full chicken here, and we're gonna spatchcock that chicken, but first I'm gonna glove up because this is gonna get we'll get real personal with this chicken before it's all over. All right, so got our gloves, and what I'm gonna do is just set this on my cutting board. Right now it's breast side up with the legs. I'm gonna turn that around, and we're gonna cut the backbone right out of this bird. It's gonna get weird before it gets better, but I promise you at the end it's gonna be just fine. This is pretty easy, just go right along the spine. We're just cutting this right out, and if you're not thinking about it, then it's easier to do. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the bird around so the breast side up, and then we're going to pull the thighs out, and I'm going to push the breastbone down. We're gonna pop that sternum. All right, so now we've spatchcocked the chicken, we've cut the spine out, and then we've laid the bird out, and spatchcocking is just gonna make sure that it sits flat and cooks very evenly. What I'm gonna do now is finish our brine. Let me got my 1 chicken hand. I have a resealable bag here. I'm just gonna take the chicken, and we're gonna add that straight into this resealable bag. And I've got a bowl here that's gonna just help me do this. We're gonna give this another stir around just to make sure that salt and sugar has dissolved. And then I'm gonna take that and we're gonna pour that straight into the bag. This is gonna go into my refrigerator for at least 2 hours, but if you can do this overnight, it will pay off in dividends. To this, we've got peppercorn, we've got our salt and sugar. We're gonna add thyme, and then we're gonna add 2 bay leaves. I'm using fresh bay leaves today. All right, so we're gonna call this bird Wrinkly Steve. Wrinkly Steve's gonna go take a nap in the refrigerator overnight or up to 2 hours. We'll get Wrinkly Steve right back out, and we're gonna wipe down Wrinkly Steve's area. So, night night, Steve. It's been about 2 hours, and Wrinkly Steve is ready to wake up from his nap. What I'm gonna do is just grab him by the legs. We're gonna let it drip back out. And all I'm doing is I'm gonna get that brine liquid and all of the herbs to just fall away. And then we're gonna put them right down on our cutting board. And then I'm gonna dry it off. So we wanna make sure that the bird is very dry. And then we'll mix up our rub using our seasoning blend. Steve, man, you've never looked better. All right, let's get you dressed up. We're gonna be using Tennessee Smoke today. We're gonna make a little bit of a paste with it. We're gonna take about 2 tablespoons of our Tennessee Smoke. Ooh, this is a brand new one. Yeah, fresh. All right. I love this stuff. This is amazing on wings, but like honestly, this bird is to die for. So we got about 2 tablespoons of our olive oil. Knock that in there. And I'm just gonna give that a little knock around. We're gonna just turn this into a paste, and it'll coat the chicken really nicely. There we go. This is the consistency we're working with. Looks awesome, smells amazing. We've brined our chicken, so with the salt and the sugar, the peppercorn, the bay leaf, the thyme, all of that is gonna pull into that bird and just flavor it up really nicely. This Tennessee smoke is gonna set it off. It's got like this hickory flavor that is just to die for. So I'm gonna glove up one more time and we're gonna give Wrinkly Steve a little bit of a massage. So we have our seasoning paste basically, and I'm just gonna take a little of that at a time, drizzle it over the top, and then we're gonna give Steve a nice rub down. And what I wanna see is an even color all over. I don't want it caked on in any one spot in particular, because I want all of the bird to taste good, not just part of the bird. So I'm gonna lift the legs up. We're gonna go under the leg. Like I said, we want the whole bird to taste yummy, not just part of the bird. And Steve is he's just getting, Steve, tell us about your day. Oh, you had a really nice bath? Awesome. All right, so we're gonna turn it over. Same thing on the inside, making sure that we just cover it really nicely and evenly. So you guys can see just a beautifully even coating. That olive oil is also gonna help crisp the skin, and it gives our seasoning something to hold on to. Now what we're gonna do is make sure that Steve's relaxed. All right, Wrinkly Steve. So we're gonna take the wings and we're just gonna fold them up behind the bird. Now we're gonna let this sit for about 15 to 20 minutes, and basically that's just gonna make sure that the bird comes up in temp, also gives that seasoning a little bit of time to work into that skin, and then we're gonna get our skillet nice and hot, and we're gonna give it a good sear. We're gonna set the other skillet on top and make magic. So we've got our bird nice and ready for our skillet. Now we've got our skillet here. I'm using a 13¼ inch cast iron skillet. This thing is awesome. It's got dual handles, and it's gonna fit the bird very nicely without too much extra room, which is exactly what I want. I'm also gonna be using a 12-inch skillet that we're gonna set right on top of that bird, and that's gonna make sure that we are having as much of the bird come in contact with the bottom of the skillet, which is giving us all that flavor. It's gonna make sure that we cook very evenly, and it's also going to just be red. So let's do it. We're gonna take our 13¼ inch skillet, and we're gonna pop that over fairly low heat because I'm not trying to burn the chicken. I want that chicken skin to crisp up really nicely and be really beautifully golden brown. So I'm gonna let this go over a low heat for 3 to 5 minutes. We'll add some olive oil, and then we'll get our chicken sizzling. I can't wait. Got our gloves on. We are gonna add a couple tablespoons of our oil to the pan, and we are going to set this beautiful bird. Steve, it's time for you to sing to us. This is gonna go right down in our pan. And then we're gonna take our skillet, set that right on the top. That's gonna help make sure that our chicken is coming into full contact with the bottom of the skillet. It's also gonna help cook the bird evenly. This is just an amazing way to do it, folks. We're gonna let that hang out for about 3 to 5 minutes. We'll check the skin, make sure we're not burning, turn it over, and then it's gonna fly to the oven with that skillet on top. And we'll talk about why in just a minute. We're gonna give this just a little bit of a peek. It's been about 3 minutes. All I wanna do is make sure my skin is browning really nicely and we're not burning. That's looking great to me. That's gonna go back. I'm gonna let that go for 2 more minutes and check it again. Oh, chicken, you got what I need. When you sizzle in the pan, man, you smell like you're the man. All right, so we've been sizzling for about 5 minutes on low heat. Let me give this bird a turn. Oh yeah, that looks unbelievable. Tuck you back over there. We're gonna set this skillet right back on top. We're gonna fly this whole contraption to the oven. We've got the skillet on top that's gonna make sure that the chicken on the bottom is coming into full contact with the cast iron, creating that awesome Maillard reaction that we know and love. It's also going to shield the breast from not over browning. And we're gonna remove that and let it go about 10 more minutes after we've cooked our chicken through so that we can get nice and crispy skin. We got our bird that's gonna roast in there for about 20 minutes. Then we're gonna check it, make sure that it is at the right temperature. We'll pull the skillet off the top, and it's gonna crisp that skin up very nicely. This bird is unbelievable. It's so good. It's so easy to make. I'm gonna take our skillet off the top. It looks amazing right right now. I'm just gonna let this hang out for about 5 or 10 more minutes to complete cooking. Our skillet has done its job. Thank you very much, Hot Skillet. We'll be back with our done bird in just a second. Our chicken, I think, smells wonderful. I think it's time to pull it. Let's check it out and see how good it looks. Wowza. That is one beautiful bird. We roasted some veggies earlier, tossed them in a little bit of our Tennessee smoke as well. I'm gonna grab those, we're gonna dress this up and fly this bird straight into my mouth. All right, so you take whatever veg you've got. We're using zucchini. We've got some tricolored bell peppers and some red onion. And I'm just gonna decorate around my bird. I'm so stinking excited. I couldn't tell you how good this smells, and I hope that you guys get to find out how good it tastes using our Tennessee smoked sear blend. We've got it right over here. I'm gonna hit that one more time over the top, and then I think it's time to eat. Oh man. All right, our chicken has cooled down just a bit, still nice and hot. Take a bite of this. This is our chicken under a skillet using our Tennessee smoked sear blend. Recipe of the month for September. I hope you guys are trying this at home. If you do, tag us in the pictures. We can't wait to see what you guys come up with. I love you, bye. That's the best chicken in the whole wide world. Making a mess while I'm eating my chicken. It's so good, call it finger licking. Bye-bye.